In Japan, most toddlers can put on their own shoes, fold their own blanket, and carry their own dishes to the sink by age 3. In many Western households, kids are still being dressed and fed well past that age, not because they can't do more, but because no one's asked them to. So, what does that gap actually mean for a developing brain? Researchers in child development have long pointed to early independence as one of the strongest predictors of confidence and self-regulation later in life. And here's the part that's hardest to hear. The habit doing the most damage isn't screen time. It's something far more innocent, something loving parents do every single day without thinking twice. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how Japanese parenting builds strong, capable brains in the first 6 years of life, and which everyday habit you can shift starting tonight. We're covering 6 specific practices. Some will feel completely natural. One might challenge everything you thought helping your child meant. Point 1. Let them struggle for 90 seconds before you step in. In Japan, it's common for a parent to watch a 2-year-old fumble with a zipper or shoe for a full minute and a half without touching it. That's a long time to just watch. Compare that to the average Western instinct, where studies on parental behavior suggest most adults intervene within 10 to 15 seconds of a child struggling with a task. Here's the why. A child's brain builds problem-solving pathways through frustration tolerance, not through rescue. Every time you swoop in early, you're not saving time. You're quietly teaching the brain, someone else will finish this for me. The common mistake? Confusing speed with kindness. Rushing to help feels like love, but it can rob a child of the exact struggle their brain needs. The action step? Tonight, when your child struggles with something small, a button, a puzzle piece, a shoe, count to 90 in your head before you offer help. Point 2. Give real responsibility, not pretend chores. Japanese preschools famously have 4- and 5-year-olds serving lunch to their classmates, cleaning their own classrooms, and managing shared responsibilities. No plastic toy broom, no helper chart with stickers. It's real work with real stakes. In many Western homes, chores for kids under 6 are often symbolic: wiping a table that's already clean, helping load a dishwasher that gets rerun anyway. The why? Children as young as 3 begin developing what's called self-efficacy, the internal belief, I am capable. That belief isn't built by praise, it's built by real contribution that actually matters to the household. The mistake parents make is underestimating what young children can actually handle, then overpraising the pretend version instead. Action step? This week, give your child one task that has a real consequence if skipped: feeding a pet, setting the table for real, watering a plant that needs it. Point 3. Normalize public independence early. It's ordinary in Japan to see a 6- or 7-year-old walking to school alone or riding a train by themselves for a short stretch, a practice so associated with the culture it even has its own TV show built around it. In contrast, the average age Western parents report feeling comfortable letting a child walk somewhere alone is closer to 10 or 11. The why? Unsupervised but appropriately scaffolded navigation of the world teaches a child's brain real-time risk assessment, a skill that can't be simulated indoors. It has to be practiced in small, real doses. The common mistake is treating independence as an age you arrive at all at once, instead of a muscle you build in small reps starting young, walking to a mailbox alone, then a neighbor's house, then further. Action step? Pick one short, safe stretch near your home this week and let your child walk it solo, while you watch from a distance. Fourth on the list, teach through modeling, not instruction. Walk into a Japanese classroom or home and you'll notice something missing: a lot of verbal instruction. Adults tend to demonstrate a task quietly 2 or 3 times, then step back and let the child imitate, rather than narrating every single step out loud. Western parenting, by comparison, tends to lean heavily on verbal direction. First do this, now do that. Sometimes repeating instructions 4 or 5 times before a child even attempts the task. Why does this matter for the brain? Observational learning activates different neural pathways than instruction following does. A child who watches and copies is building independent judgment. A child who's only ever told what to do is building compliance. The mistake here is subtle. Over-explaining feels helpful, but it can actually crowd out a child's own figuring out process. Try this instead. Next time you're teaching a new task, show it silently 2 times before you say a single word. Fifth, build group harmony skills before individual achievement. Japanese early education puts heavy emphasis on a concept called wa, group harmony, often before academic milestones like early reading or counting past 20. Kids as young as 3 practice things like waiting turns, matching group pace, and noticing when a classmate needs help. Meanwhile, many Western preschool programs prioritize individual measurable skills first: letters, numbers, name writing, sometimes as early as age 2 or 3. The developmental reasoning: a child's brain is highly primed for social attunement in the early years, arguably more so than for abstract academic content. Building that social wiring early makes everything else, including academics, easier later. The common mistake is treating social skills as soft extras to fit in later, after the real learning is done, when it's actually foundational. Action step: this week, prioritize one shared cooperative activity, a group game, a shared project, a turn-taking task over one solo academic drill. Sixth and final point, treat mistakes as data, not failure. When a Japanese child spills something or gets an answer wrong, the common adult response is calm and matter-of-fact, often just a quiet, try again, with zero shame attached to the moment itself. In many Western households, an instinctive, it's okay, or no big deal gets said fast, which sounds kind, but actually signals to the child that the mistake was something to smooth over quickly, rather than something worth looking at. Here's why that distinction matters. A child's brain forms its relationship with failure very early, somewhere between ages 2 and 5. Rushing past a mistake with reassurance can accidentally teach a child to fear or avoid the moment, instead of examining it. The mistake parents make is confusing comfort with growth, soothing the feeling instead of sitting with the child in the mistake itself. Action step: next time your child makes a small error, resist the urge to immediately reassure. Instead, just say, try again, and let them sit with it for a moment. Underneath all 6 of these practices is one belief: children are far more capable than we usually assume, and our job isn't to protect them from difficulty, it's to hand them just enough of it, at the right size, at the right time. And if none of this feels like something you're doing perfectly right now, that's completely normal. No parent does all 6 of these consistently. Even small shifts, done occasionally, add up over years. Quick recap of what we covered. 1. Let them struggle for 90 seconds before stepping in. 2. Give real responsibility, not pretend chores. 3. Normalize small doses of public independence early. 4. Teach through silent modeling before verbal instruction. 5. Build group harmony skills before academic ones. 6. Treat mistakes as data, not something to smooth over. So, tell me, which of these 6 is hardest for you to actually do? Comment the number below. Next video, we're going deeper into one specific age, the exact age Japanese parents say a child should be doing a task completely unsupervised for the first time, and why waiting even 1 year past that window can work against you. If you want that one the moment it's up, make sure you're subscribed. This is exactly the kind of detail most parenting content skips right over.